Okay. So, yay. So we have the zebra here. I love, love, love zebra energy. I think out of any animal energy for the year, I've channeled zebra the most. Um, Zebra is so beautiful because it's very much about the middle ground, the middle perspective, the gray area, right? Not black, not white, but the gray, the middle, the medium, right? Temperance, patience, perspective. Zebras represent those in the therapy profession or counselor, those who give really good advice, those who are really good with working with other people because they're able to see, both sides of something, right? And help people come to, from a place of mediation, right? Come to terms, as it were. Able to come to terms. Another aspect of zebra energy is about, whenever zebra comes up, I always hear that Rumi quote in my head, out beyond the field of right, or out beyond the realm of right and wrong, something like that. There is a field, I will meet you there. I've been channeling this so much lately, and it feels like there's very much this energy about, the middle ground, bringing two perspectives together in order to work together to serve the greater whole. Now, this makes a lot of sense with Aquarian energy, because Aquarians are humanitarians, right? We are able to take a dispassionate assessment of things. And by doing so, see a way through a solution, an alternative, most likely an avant-garde-esque alternative to what the status quo is, and present a way or, an alternative to doing it in a more functional, more efficient, energy efficient, financially efficient, emotionally efficient way. So it's really, really interesting that this is coming up for us. Also with jumping into the ball pit and then seeing the night sky above, it's a really beautiful way of, it feels very much like there's an aspect of pointed focus with that eagle energy there, because the eagle is very much about, it's a wheel of fortune energy, right? But there's also an aspect of a direct connection to spirit that the eagle represents. I think that that's really lovely as well. But whenever the zebra comes up, we could be being called on to be our own best counsel, be a counsel to others, but also to really practice temperance within this energy and know that the best way forward is with both feet on the path, right? All right, let's see what's going on for Aquas in March. What is going on? Oh, this is my favorite key in this deck because of how it's depicted. Look at this. Oh, the Empress. Look at her majesty. Look at like the lusciousness and the cake and the rabbits and the pink, like, what is that material? Like a taffeta? Pink taffeta? The Empress is so beautiful. Also, two major arcanas coming in here with the zebra being temperance energy and the Empress here. So definitely going to be an important month. Also, the fact that we are looking at March, the third month of the year, the Empress is number 3. That's another beautiful point of alignment there. The Empress is it's a very interesting energy because how she's depicted in this particular deck is very much about taking your time getting to where you're going. Interestingly enough, she is, pregnant. There's a gestation period. That baby's going to come when it comes, whatever that baby is for you, whether it's a project, a manifestation, an actual baby, whatever that is, a move. So within this context of it, with the rabbits too, and we're going into like the spring equinox on March 21st. It's beautifully auspicious that this is coming up in this way. I rather like it. It feels very lucky. Yeah, lucky, like the clover, like St. Patrick's Day. It feels lucky, 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 lucky. There also is an energy here with the Empress and the coming of the spring equinox that speaks of flexibility, right? Which also ties back into that zebra energy of the middle ground, temperance, counseling, what's in the middle. It's the gray area that's the key, right? The gold is the gray. That's what it is. The gold is in the gray. It's very much what it feels like. So there's an aspect of flexibility here that kind of asks like the willow tree is associated with this time of year. Willow trees are so amazing because their branches, their bark are able to be highly flexible without breaking. And there's something about that as well. I feel like kind of the question for this month is going to be, how flexible can you really be? You might surprise yourself. But again, with that Eagle and Wheel of Fortune energy, I feel like the flexibility is going to be proposed to you because there's going to be some shifts, some unexpected events, some twists and turns, some happenings, as it were, that are going to inspire you, but also insist that you be as flexible as you possibly can, but in a really good way, right? Happy manifestations ask you to be flexible, just like, the twists and turns of life that can be challenging as well. But it's interesting with the Empress, we're talking about flexibility, taking your time getting to where you're going. Now we have the Queen of Cups. So this is already feeling just really, really luscious, very seated in a place of power. When I think about the Aquarian collective on that bed of brightly colored balls, which I never is a sentence I thought I would say in my life, but here we are. When I think about the Aquarian collective on that bed of balls, underneath the night sky, it very much feels like with this Queen of Cups, with the Empress energy, that there's a basking in the glow, in the fun, in the present moment that feels really, really charged. So I think about the ball pit and children playing in it. There's an aspect of just being in the present moment. I mean, it's a relatively simple concept. Like, who thought of this? Like, let's just make a bunch of plastic balls, but we'll make them different colors, keep it interesting. And then we'll just put them in a big pit. Kids will love it. It's kind of like the equivalent of a cat loving a cardboard box. Like, you buy them all these toys and these fancy cat trees that are hundreds of dollars, but then they go for the cardboard box and you're like, really? There's something in that. Where it's not just about making the best of where you are through, an attitude of flexibility, but it's really about being in a very particular, special, almost sacred time of your life, where you're able to really enjoy where you are from a place of incredibly, like the Empress is all about, incredibly happy potential. Fascinating. Queen of Cups is all about feeling things very deeply. She's about intuition and emotion and really seated into her own emotional authority, right? Emotional authority. It's an interesting concept when thinking about Aquarian energy, because we have this reputation for being emotionally aloof and not being connected to our emotions. But let's not forget, we are the water bearers, which means that we have access to emotions. We are able to feel other people's emotions, should we choose, and when it and as it serves, right? So that's, it feels like such a powerful energy to be in for this month, because with the zebra, the role of the mediator, the temperance, remember temperance is, that balance aspect where the angel has one foot on land and one foot in the water. And then I'm getting this feeling of this water bearer. This really, really feels like a very particularly poignant month from which the ball will be rolling, right? It really feels like I'm hearing the ball's going to start rolling, and that feels really, really good. I'm feeling a lot of I feel like things that start at the beginning of this month, there's going to be some sort of manifestation, checkpoint around the equinox, around March 21st. It feels very particular. It feels really good, really charged. In the seat of your emotional power and authority. Empress, enjoying the present moment from a place of happy expectation. There are things in the works, is what I want to say. This doesn't feel like an energy where it's well, you better get to work. You better get up and work. No, it feels like there are already things in the works that are, the ball is rolling on seeds that you've already planted. It's like the 7 of Pentacles to the 8 of Pentacles. This is the moment between the 7 and the 8 of Pentacles. So enjoy it, because when the ball starts rolling and things start to manifest at a greater pace, it's going to require you to step into that 8 of Pentacles and really put the time and really step it up, right? Again, back to laying in that pit under the stars. It really feels like now's the time to just really enjoy as much as you can the present time that you're in. It feels like it's yours to enjoy. What else is going on? Cards keep falling on the ground. Hold on. Oh, wow. Wow. And this is why. So 5 of Wands in the third position here. This makes a lot of sense. So first of all, we're looking at March. We're looking at moving into spring. Even though it is Pisces into Aries season, we're going from water into fire. So it's interesting that we're going from water into fire here. And we're talking about enjoying the time that you're in, being rooted into the seat of your emotional power. Ooh, there's a starfish on that chalice, like Aquarius energy. There's also an aspect here with this moving from water into fire where, remember how I said it's going to require you to get into more of an Eight of Pentacles place once that ball really starts rolling and you start seeing returns of manifestations, right? And we have the 5 of Wands, which is all about, this can be an energy of competitiveness, you know, of struggle, but this is effort, right? But it's effort in working within a group of people or working with an aspect of yourself that isn't entirely tamed, right? Which means that it's an aspect of yourself that is known to react before it responds. Reacting before it responds. God, it's really tying back into this zebra energy, right? Really interesting. The gray is the gold. That is the ticket. That is the ticket. That is your like big advice for the month. It feels like that the gray is the gold. 5 of Wands, you know, this fiery energy here. We have this tiger up above. But this really looks like an ecstatic dance as well, doesn't it? The fires of creation, the dance, the effort. I feel like there is something here that is commenting on making something difficult look easy. That's what this feels like to me. Making something difficult look easy. And maybe that's an area of expertise of yours where it's like that's what gets the ball rolling. You have a particular talent for something or an ability, the way that you approach something or the way that you execute it. You make something difficult look easy, or you're able to explain a difficult concept simply. There's something about that. Clear fire for the Empress. Okay. That. Oh my God, look what's on the bottom. Temperance. Hello, hello, hello. Okay. 9 of Wands to clarify the Empress. Fascinating. You know, we're talking about enjoying the moment that we're in from a place of happy expectation and how you've done the work to get to this point. And then we have the 9 of Wands, which is all about perseverance, but it's that, you know, aspect of I worked really hard to get where I am. I might be a bit fatigued. I'm feeling all the fire moving through me. I want to move forward, but at the same time, I can also enjoy where I've come from and enjoy this time before things uptick. This March is the period between what you've started the ball rolling on before it really accumulates and picks up a lot of speed. I cannot emphasize this enough. Enjoy this time. Embrace the balance, embrace the downtime, embrace the time as it is right now, because things are going to change post-equinox. That's what this feels like. That's what this feels like. But in like an exciting way, you know, not to be like overly dramatic, because that would be really unlike me. Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups. Huzzah! Queen of Cups to the 3 of Cups. Cups, cups, cups. Another 3 also. Also, you know, 9 being divisible by 3. That's interesting as well. The triangle, so the forehead, 3 side, 3, 3, 3 feels like the magic number. So 3 of Cups, you know, this is about celebration, but it's about community, right? It's about enjoyment, back to the enjoyment of the present moment, and that sort of appreciation as things as they are. You know, this whole oceanic energy here and being seated into your emotional authority and power. Do you see how they're kind of making a triangle here? Okay, so let's talk about this. Well, first of all, let's go back to the fact that we have a black and white zebra with black and white puffins as well. And we're talking about the gold is the gray. This is another theme coming up in March. But within this aspect of like seated into our emotional authority and power, there's also this aspect of, well, let's just talk about it. With the black and white, the medium, the temperance, there's also this aspect of your intuition coming through here in such a strong way. I feel like, listen, y'all, there's a lot of fiery energy. Like, again, we are moving from water into fire. And I feel like there's going to be a lot of elements around you that are prone to stress, are prone to overthinking, are prone to a lot of false starts, I'm hearing, right? I'm hearing that it is more important now than ever to really connect with your own intuition and what you know to be true and be the case. It's very important to stay grounded in your own knowing and your own balance. Like, find you your equivalent of your colorful ball pit underneath the starry sky with, the eagle on the perch, being really happy within your own energy, because there is a lot of the fact that you're being called to temperance. It's just a way of saying that there's going to be a need for balance and a reason for that, because it feels very, just like a lot. There's a lot of stuff churning, a lot of things wanting to move. I'm seeing the image of a machine and the cog wanting to turn, but it's hasn't turned in quite some time. And so it's kind of it's very tense. It's very Five of Wands kind of starting. And so I really feel like this is a call to, again, with the 3, with the black and white, with the water, to really, really, really stay in your own knowing, stay connected into what there is to be joyful about, and really take comfort in the people or the energy around you that feels like home. It feels really, really important. Whatever feels like home, whatever connects you to that place of joy, because it's very much about joy. When you think about, childhood with that, initial meditation, that's what you're really being called to partake in for the month. I'm telling you, things are going to be, it's going to be a different story post-equinox. Really strong energy. Clarifier for 5 of Wands, 5 of Wands. I literally... Okay, so Queen of Pentacles. How many different ways? Let's just point out this common theme here. So look at this. First of all, look at this parallel. Look at this. Happy as a pig in mud. With the flowers and the springtime feel. It's really interesting because the Queen of Pentacles is very much about, what I always say with her, the more that we're grateful for what we already have, the more we'll manifest to be grateful for. That is truly how it works. But I'm getting a very particular message around this as it equates to what it's clarifying here, which is the 5 of Wands. Let's talk about this. The Queen of Pentacles is not rich because she has a lot of coins. The Queen of Pentacles, much like this pig here, is rich because everywhere she looks, she sees gold. So we're looking at a perspective of balance, a balanced perspective that is maintained in the midst of some chaotic and a lot of changeable energy here with the 5 of Wands. But there's another aspect here with the 5 of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles that says it really feels as though you have this ability, you have this opportunity to be directly outside of an energy that's going on around you without actively partaking in it or being affected by it. Right? It's interesting because a lot of the times we can take on, especially any empaths watching this, we can take on other people's emotions. We can really, take on stuff that's not really ours, right? But I'm really feeling with this that you are a leader this month. There's an aspect of people may be looking to you, back to the temperance, the zebra here, right? People may be looking to you, not just for advice, but also on how to be, on your energy, really taking a cue from you. And that's really beautiful. And I feel like the gift that you are bringing to the 5 of Wands energy that is around you, whatever form that takes this month, whether this is work, the relationships you have, the people closest to you, home, family, whatever it is, this is the gift that you're bringing to that dynamic of the Queen of Pentacles. You are rooted. You are grounded in your knowing. You are rich because everywhere you look, you see gold. Your perspective is healthy and your manifestation abilities are strong. And that's the gift that you are bringing to this 5 of Wands, because this feels a lot like a collective energy going on around you for this month. Really beautiful. Let's get an oracle. I feel like this one today. Get an oracle for Aquarius for March. I want to say as well, there's an aspect to that. Brills. There's an aspect to this that wants to remind you that you are responsible for your own energy, just like everyone is, right? Others are responsible for their energy. You're responsible for your own. But there is something about this month that is like a gentle reminder that you also have the power right? To promote effective change within your emotional landscape of those around you. Meaning, if you're feeling a certain energy, you don't always have to just like separate yourself from it and go, okay, that can stay over there. But you can be the zebra. You can be the zebra and help promote the gray area, help promote peace, harmony, a shared perspective, commonalities, right? Bringing people together based on what they have in common, not what makes them different. There's something about that going, well, it's one thing to stay in your knowing, but how about you dip into that superpower, being the water bearer that you are, having the ability to see both sides of something and understand people from the emotional seats that they're sitting in, but also be able to see the bigger picture at the same time, much like eagle energy, actually, right? And what powerful effect, what beneficial medicine can you give out to the people to say, hey, I'm going to gift you with this perspective. I'm going to gift you with this counsel. I'm going to gift you with this energy. Even if that gift is just laughter, right? Even if it's just breaking the ice, even if it's just saying, hey, let's take a break, or let's go enjoy this, or let's go do something fun, or I know you're stressed about this, but let's go have a day where we just go play in a ball pit, or whatever it is. There's a gift that you were able to impart to others who may not have the same access to this beautifully aligned, powerful energy that you do this month, right? It's much like the Empress here, right? She's feeling really, really good, but she's also able to share those feelings with others, and others reap the benefit from the energy that she generates, right? The Queen of Pentacles here.